So here we are. It's game day. Who would you rather have? The trio of Vrabel, Bowen, and Downing, or the trio of Smith, Pease, and Ragone?
Like, it's so hard. Like, I hate myself for saying this, but I'm going to say the Falcons.
I knew you'd do that. I knew you would.
And this isn't. I mean, maybe it's a little bit anti-Vrabel, but it's about the play calling for me. And I always say that it's less about having an offensive genius. It's more about letting your players do what they do best, or a defensive genius. And that's what Pease and Arthur Smith are so good at. They don't get in the way. They let their good players play. And I think that Dean Pease, without Mike Vrabel over his shoulder, we talked a little about the Wesley Woodyard comments yesterday.
Yeah.
So you can go look those up. So Pease without Vrabel over his shoulder. I think Arthur Smith is a great guy to run an organization, great like face of the organization. He's also a really good offensive schemer and play caller. Obviously, the Titans have the better roster, but that's not the conversation here. That's not the question here. I'm going to take, for their play calling abilities, and I think Arthur Smith can organize things just as well as Mike Vrabel can. I mean, this is the guy who had that terrible structure set up with Shane Bowen in 2020. Yep. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Arthur Smith and Dean Pease over Vrabel, Downing, and Bowen. And I know that the Falcons do have an offensive coordinator, but he doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot.
Dave Ragone. Ragone, who spent, I think, 3 or 4 years on the Titans staff with Malarkey. And then he was the quarterback coach and wide receiver coach on those Titans staffs. And then he was with the Bears the last several years too. So Dave Ragone's not calling plays. Arthur Smith is. Now, Baffert just says, Zach, please come back. Luke is killing me.